Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Sunday Drive with Car Connections. We're going to do a little different video this morning. It's, I want to say November the 3rd, 2019. It's a beautiful morning. We're going to do a little cold start. So she should sign very nice this morning. Turn this camera around. Yeah, buddy. Beautiful day in Houston, Texas, Sunday. As I mentioned earlier, welcome back to Car Connections. I'm now sitting in my Camaro ZL1 1LE. It's a whopping 70 degrees. Another beautiful day to take out the car on a nice Sunday drive. There's two topics. I'm taking her out on an angle right now. It still scrapes a little bit when I take the ride and an angle out, which is expected. Two topics we're going to talk about. First one we're going to talk about today on Car Connections Sunday Drive. Change her to sport mode. I think I have her. There we go. Had her on track. We're about to talk two specific subjects. One was actually brought up by one of you guys in the comments, and it's around the markups dealers are going to be probably doing on the new Corvette C8 and the markups on the new 2020 GT500. So we're going to talk about that and why is it that, you know, there's not additional controls done by the dealerships themselves. And then the other piece I'm going to talk about is the amount of depreciation a car goes through. I would say about 95% of the cars that are sold today suffer through a massive depreciation. And I mean massive. And what are some of the recommendations I would say to do so you do not take that hit from a depreciation perspective? So the two things I'm going to talk about. I might talk a little bit more about the 2020 GT500 as they released the embargo on the vehicle sometime last week. Hearing some very positive reviews on the car. They flew a lot of YouTubers out to Vegas to test drive the car, put it on the drag. The car wasn't doing that great. It was doing about high, 11s, mid 11s, believe it, in the quarter mile. But to be fair, some of the guys there that were launching the car didn't know what the hell they were doing. There was a group there, I can't remember the YouTuber's name, which did a fantastic job. I want to say it's called Mustang Mode Channel, or Mode Mustang. Has a big mustache or beard, if you want to call it. And this thing's getting real itchy, by the way. He seemed to have the best launch and also his driving impressions. Now he is super biased on the Mustang. Let me roll down these windows. It's such a beautiful day. Hopefully the wind noise doesn't distract what I'm trying to say. He had some really nice launches. He was doing around 0 to 60 and I think he did a good solid runs at 3.6, and I think Ford has put the numbers out there as a car to be doing more around 3.3 or 3.4, 0 to 60, which is really, really strong. Very, very, really good numbers. And of course, most people were doing the launches on the base model, if you want to call it, the one without the big wang, because these cars, they like to put these big wangs on them. Which makes sense. The big wing and the downforce and all that type of technology is the same on my car. That's designed for the track, right? To give you the downforce when you're doing into those sharp turns. It's not designed to take you to the track. It will actually slow your car down. So it makes sense why they were using the standard GT500 at the track with the smaller wing, and less of the aerodynamics, which again is more on the track than say on a straightaway in Phoenix. I think they were Phoenix or somewhere in Arizona. And the car was doing great. That guy, I want to say Mustang mode or something like that. He has a car known as the Black Mamba. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I was watching his channel, and he did some really nice pull, and I think he actually had the best also quarter mile. And I think it was, I want to say he did a 10.9. He did a 10.9, which is actually pretty good for that car. I'm going to be a little bit quiet because I like these little turns are about to come. I'm going to put the car in a little bit of track mode. Let this car ahead of me get ahead of me a little bit. Roll down this window here. It's hard. These guys are driving really slow this morning, but I get it. All right. I had to open her up a little bit. Let me reduce some of that wind noise, and the gargles are great. All right, let me calm her down a little bit. Calm down now. Relax, sweetheart, okay? You're okay. You're gonna be all right. All right, what was I saying? Oh, GT500. All right, let me drop the mode back on this damn thing. Let me put her on snow nice. I'm on fire this morning with the jokes, huh? Yeah, so going back to the GT500, looks like the car's going to be great, guys. It's going to be a great driver's car. The mag ride on the car, compared to this car, some people might think this is a little rough, and I get it. I love it, but I can see some people getting into the car I'm in right now and being like, man, this is going to just destroy my back. I get it. Point taken. Not for me. Okay. What's good about this new GT500 is it has a lot of adaptability, and what a lot of the folks have been saying, again, I have not driven the car, but this is out of feedback of multiple YouTube channels, and when multiple people are saying the same thing, it's probably the truth. Same. So the suspension is mag ride on that car, and I guess it's like the third generation of it. Supposedly the journalists that were driving the vehicle said that, man, it's a great daily driver, and then you change the modes on it, and it can become a monster, which is great. Awesome. I can't wait to see the car in the streets. I think it's going to be a great car, and we'll see. We'll all just wait and see. All right, so I know I went on a little rant on the GT500. I was going to leave that towards the tail end of the conversation, but again, my stuff is not altered or edited, so what you see, again, is what you get. All right, let me make sure I can do a complete brake stop. I don't want the po-po try to do anything stupid on me. So, let's talk about markups. I think that's a great segue, if you ask me, because the new GT500 has markups up to bejesus. The other thing that I think you're going to be able to get the base GT500 with the markup, maybe $10,000, maybe even more. There have been some rare circumstances though where some people allegedly have been able to get the car at sticker, which is awesome. And I'm glad some dealers, you know, are doing that, not trying to take advantage of people. Because at the end of the day, the people are going to buy those are people that are probably very, very wealthy and don't care losing $20,000, $30,000 on a vehicle. And I get it, right? Shit. That sucks for a lot of folks that can't afford to pay an extra $20,000, $30,000 on a vehicle. And so, you know, the markups are going to be, you know, stupid, but I don't think they're going to be as stupid as if you have, you know, an allocation, say on a 2020 GT500 with the track pack. That track pack is going to make the markups on whoever owns that allocation go stupid. And I do believe that, you know, people are going to be spending $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000, you know, on that car. That car stickers topped in, it's around $100,000. And hold on, let me turn on the AC now. Even though it's a beautiful day, I'm just concerned with the wind noise, guys. That's all. Doing good on time. And you know, it's a $100,000 car plus a markup again on the track pack edition, which is an $18,000 option sticker. That car's gonna be $150,000, and there's gonna be people who are gonna actually pay it. Just know it. It sucks. I do believe though, you know, GM needs to do things about that. And again, not just GM, there needs to be some kind of regulation or disciplinary action taken on the dealership for taking advantage, you know, of the folks that the car is meant to be, right? It's designed to be for the folks that enjoy the brand, are loyal to the brand, and it's like he who's the most loyal to the brand gets the end of the stick, right? Gets the worst, which is just terrible. You know, I don't know what else to say. I just think it's pretty, you know, it's pretty bad for the brand that, you know, you can allow somebody to charge that much on a markup on a car. I get it, the car's rare, but guys, don't take advantage of it. And why is it that, you know, we're going almost to the year 2020 and there's no regulation from the dealer the manufacturer on the dealer not to allow these things to happen? I don't think it should be allowed to happen. And I just call straight up BS on it. Now, I'm going to move on and I'm going to get past that. I just went on my rant on that and markups and why it shouldn't be allowed. But then I'm going to look at the other spectrum. Now I'm going to talk about, which is the other subject today, is around depreciation. What's great about depreciation is every car, and again, I don't want to say every, so I'll take that back, about 95% of all vehicles depreciate. It's about the 5% of vehicles that actually don't depreciate. Those are rare cars. You guys probably know a lot of them, or some of them. There's actually some that actually don't depreciate, but they actually go up in value, which is awesome. If you're a car fanatic, that's a great thing for you. But they also tend to cost a lot, you know, to purchase those cars, right? They do. Look at these folks. They're just chilling out there at this little plaza here, which is great. It's beautiful. All right. Now, what's great about, you know, depreciation is that I do believe that you'll be able to get this car in about, say, 2 to 3 years. Probably around, let's say if the car stickers, again, this is sticker, MSRP on the track edition one, call it $100,000. I do believe you give it about 3 years, you'll probably be able to get that car for about $55,000, maybe 60. Low mileage, by the way. It's like you had somebody else, you know, take care of the car. Because some of these cars, guys, like you can get this ZL1 1LE, you know, it has depreciated not that much, and I think it's the 1LE package that's been holding some of its value, but it's still depreciated. You could probably get one right now on the market for about $63,000, and this car was $75,000 new, and it's only been 1 year. So again, you give it 3 years, you could probably find one of these that I'm driving right now with probably like 2,000 miles on it and save yourself like 30-40 grand. I mean, that's a smart way to go, right? That's a smart way to buy a vehicle. Now, I might be one of those folks that I really like the new GT500, and I've never owned a Mustang. I've always been a big Camaro GM loyalist, but I do like the car. It looks great, and the reviews are outstanding. So one of the things I'm thinking about is I'll hold on to my Camaro ZL1 1LE, and I'll hold on to it for, say, 3 years. And then what'll happen is that when I trade in this vehicle for the new GT500, I might make a little money. I might make it, 3-5K of positive equity on my car. The other thing is, if I go and get the GT500 used in the market, that'll be, 2-3 years old as well. Also, I'm not going to pay, the markups on those cars. So there's two things that have happened. One, I got to enjoy my car for 3 years. Two, when I trade in my car, it's not going to take that depreciation hit. I might actually have some money or positive equity on my car when I trade it in for the GT500. And three, I'm not going to pay, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 over sticker. I'm actually going to probably get that car for, again, maybe $55,000, $60,000. So there's several things that just happened there that I just stated. One, you're still getting the car with basically really low miles, and I'm talking about the GT500, and you didn't have to pay that stupid markup that a lot of people are going to want to pay to be the first to drive those cars. Now, in rare situations, I've bought cars like this one new. I've done that before, but the car prior to this was an Alfa Romeo Giulia Quattrofoglio. That car that I had before was around $92,000 with all the things that I had on that car. I didn't buy it new. I bought it certified pre-owned, and it was 2 years old. Again, that car stickered for $92,000, and I paid $57,000 for that car, and it only had 3,000 miles when I got it. Again, if you're patient and you wait about 2 to 3 years, it's always better when you're going to buy these type of cars, because you allow somebody else to take the hit on the depreciation. What's also great about that is, because most of the depreciation on a vehicle happens within the first 3 years, the depreciation after 3 years still happens, but it slows down a lot more. What that means is, if a car costs you $90,000 within the first, say, 3 years, the car will only be worth around $60,000. If you decide to stay with that car another 3 years, it's not going to depreciate again another $30,000 or $40,000. It might depreciate another $10,000 to $15,000. Again, the car is still depreciating, but it's slowed down substantially into depreciation. I hope this is all making sense to you guys. But I want to talk about these subjects. One, again, I want to thank the guy that provided the feedback on the channel around making a video specific around, markups. But then the other thing that came to my head was, well, what about depreciation? And so that's a topic that I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is Car Connection Sunday Drive, episode 3. Trade. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you liked it, make sure you hear a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, if you're going to give me a thumbs down, that's great. But any feedback, of course, would be appreciated. Enjoy football, guys. It's Sunday. The weather is starting to turn. It's a beautiful day here in Houston, Texas. About 70 degrees. I know some of you guys up in the Northeast are probably in the teens, and I apologize for that in advance. But besides that, enjoy some time with the family, guys. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.